Well, new tonight, retiring from a job you love can be hard, especially if your job was playing in the NFL.
So true. Not a lot of people get to do it. ABC 10's Alex Bell recently sat down with two retired 49ers teammates. They tell us about their journey of reinventing themselves and rebuilding their lives after leaving the field.
Tonight, we have a closer look at how their friendship provided the support they needed to realize they will not be sidelined.
On the back roads of Lincoln,
we got new baby geese.
two self-described country guys are living in their own slices of heaven.
Look on the island.
Yeah.
Those are all turtles.
A friendship that started on a different field.
We both was on defense. He was a signal caller, and I was in the defensive backfield.
Did you ever think that you would play in the NFL?
It was kind of a shock, and a hit kid from Roseville, and next thing you know, I'm playing a game, and now I'm at the pinnacle.
I wanted to graduate from college. That was my main focus. So when the draft day came, I was still studying.
Eddie Lewis and Dan Bunz were drafted into the NFL at 23 years old. Both played in the late 70s for the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions.
The thing I loved about football is I came from a little bit of a violent upbringing, and so my outlet was the aggression and the violence of the game.
I look at some of the Monday Night Football games that I played in, and I didn't realize how fortunate I was until after I was out of the game.
When they retired from the NFL, Eddie was 27, Dan was 30.
You gotta come over and help me pull some weeds.
Former teammates turned friends, turned neighbors.
First time I saw him, I slammed on my brakes and I started laughing. He had his cowboy hat on, and I was like, oh man, this is great.
With you guys living so close to each other, have you guys ever had any conversations about life after football?
We've had time to talk about how we were treated after football.
What do you mean by that?
After you're released from a team, that's it. They give you a ticket home, and that's it. There's no more money coming in.
You felt like you guys were on your own?
Oh yeah, you just see you bye.
We can't talk about the money back then because it wasn't any money. The contract probably started off at $28,000 a year before taxes.
Your rookie year, you made $28,000.
Yes.
In today's game, the lowest salary for an NFL rookie is $750,000, as long as the player is on an active roster throughout the season. What did you feel like at the time?
Felt kind of lost. Am I going to make a second career? Who am I? You're a football player. Who are you? Who are you now? I can remember having to sell things in order to make the monthly things that I invested in.
What about for you?
I felt like the worst father, the worst husband, a failure in the NFL's, you know, oh, these guys just blow their money. Well, I invested in everything, and then when everything fell apart, the real estate market dropped.
You needed some counseling, but we didn't get it. A lot of guys, including myself, you go through a divorce for one reason or another.
Do you think it was because of you trying to find yourself after football?
Well, yeah, that was part of it, because football was you, and now you're not. What do you do?
Eddie says he got into the insurance business after football. Dan opened a sports bar in the Roseville area.
Well, went through some bad times. I had a business and I thought I had a job, but then you get partners and you find out, and you know, it's gone. I had two little kids. One was born in the trailer and lived on a generator. I had a nice place in Granite Bay and had to sell that and give it back to the bank and pay off the debt. That's when I got into education. I went to night school and became a teacher.
What do you want people to know about life after football? Is that when life started?
Yes, for me.
The real world.
Yeah, the real world, yes. Because
It's a struggle.
when you're in the football world, acting or whatever, that's not.
It's not the real world.
Not the real world. On the football field, it's real, but when you're out in public, oh, I play for the 49ers. Oh, you got all this glamour, you got the cars, you
You
got
go back
the,
to the ranch and work.
Yeah. After football, we're still a person like you. We're no different than you. We just happen to be able to play football. A lot of people can't do that.
I played with separated shoulders, pinched nerve, broken ribs, concussions. And after going through all these tests just recently, it was like, oh, you're a linebacker.
The main thing that they all ask us, are you injured or are you hurt? You play if you're hurt. You don't play if you're injured.
Have the 49ers helped you guys?
They just recently had a roundtable session, and the roundtable was, what are your issues? Do you have drinking problems, drug problems? I mean, they were throwing everything out there. They said, we want to know. I think they're setting a way for the rest of the league to help players when they're done, because there is a big transition.
Life after football wouldn't change a thing. I would still play. It opens a lot of doors for you and friendships. But I love the guys that I played with. Most of them, I love the guys I played with.
You sure?
Well, you can't get away from them. So.
Yeah, he's a neighbor. I'm glad I played. I just, some of the times when I really got rocked and I was a little bit delirious, I should have said, hey, I just need to sit down.
A friendship.
Now I got a good neighbor I can go over and bug once in a while and share stories with.
On a different field. With an even better view.
An incredible story of resiliency and their honesty. So refreshing, you know, talking about the glitz and the glamour, and then when reality hits, they are so strong in their friendship. A great bond.
Retiring at 27 and 30 years old. Amazing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We thank you so very much for that perspective. Just a real candid, keeping it real type conversation,
They did keep
right?
it real.